Hi everyone and welcome to KRYPTALK, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has finally broke $30,000. I was in the middle of making an episode and I got a phone call from a very good friend of mine who asked me had I seen the Bitcoin price. And I hadn't checked the price in about 4 minutes. And checking the price now, it's broken $30,000. It's gone on to break $31,000, so it's another all-time high. And again, anybody who's ever bought and held Bitcoin is in profit. So the episode I was making, that's put on hold for the time being. I'll bring it to you at a later date in a few days. But right now, this is an emergency update or a kind of a celebratory episode just to keep you up to date on the latest Bitcoin price action. Let's get started. This is episode number 28, and the title of this episode is Bitcoin just broke $30,000. But now, a quick look at the charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. This is the Kraken chart. These are 1 hourly candles and Bitcoin is trading at $31,277. Earlier on in the day, it broke out and it went up to $31,617. So not only is this a new all-time high, it's broken $30,000, $31,000, and who knows, by the end of the day, maybe $32,000. So what is Bitcoin doing right now? Like I said, these are 1 hourly candles, and even though that's a lower time frame, it's not important, it's a longer macro view. The trend is your end. We have to look at what it's doing because the trend is your friend until the end. So at the moment, what I see here is that it's bouncing in between these two trend lines, this resistance line up here and this support line here. Now this is what I can see, it's an ascending broadening wedge, and 80% of the time these statistically break to the upside. So as you can see here, it comes from this support line up, bounces off resistance down, bounces off the support up again, bounces again, kind of trends along here and bounces again, and then just shot up here this morning. And 80% of the time these do tend to break to the upside. So you can see it found support here, it found support here, it found a lot of support here before continuing to the upside this morning. Now what I really want to talk about is the fact that not only has it hit an all-time high here on the 2nd of January, if we go back to yesterday, it hit an all-time high here just underneath 30,000. If we go back as far as here on this trend line, that is New Year's Eve, it hit an all-time high. And if we follow this trend line and find the other highest point here, it hit an all-time high. So Bitcoin has hit an all-time high for today and the last 3 days. So it's 4 days in a row it's hit an all-time high. So hopefully this is going to continue. But like I said, corrections are imminent. They can't go like this forever. There has to be a cooling off period eventually. Now zooming out to the daily, this is the candle for today on the 2nd of January. Just want to draw your attention to two indicators. First, the EMA ribbon. So it's a collection of moving averages. So we're well above the EMA ribbon. So that's very bullish. That's looking good. However, if you look down here at the RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, and it's a number between 0 and 100. I've spoken about it numerous times on the channel before, but I'm just going to remind you again, just in case you've forgotten or if this is the first time to your channel. So the number is between 0 and 100, and if it's over 70, which is this line here, this purple box here, it tends to be overbought. It's usually a sign that Bitcoin is overbought, overvalued, and then a correction, it's usually a sign that correction is imminent. So it has been above 70 on the RSI since Christmas Eve, the 24th of December. So that's usually a sign a correction is coming. So, it's had such a good run in the last few weeks, in the last 10 days, that it doesn't take a genius to figure out that this cannot go on forever. There's going to have to be pullback at some stage. Now, I did state that I thought Bitcoin would hit $30,000 and provided reasoning why in my video 3 days ago. That's episode 27, and again in episode 21, which was about a month ago. So this video here was entitled Bitcoin is going to $30,000 and provided 5 reasons why. And then episode 21 was Bitcoin is going to $30,000 and no one cares. I think people care now. Okay, I'm going to end today's episode with something a little different. So this is not the chart that I usually look at. This is the BLX chart. It's not cracking. These are weekly candles, but this is the logarithmic chart. So it's a log chart. I'll explain that at a later date. It's not important for now. These 3 lines I've added in myself. So these are lines represent the halving. So these red perforated lines. So this is the halving from this year, 2020. This is the halving from 2016. This is the halving from 2012. So just in case you don't know, every 4 years, the Bitcoin supply gets cut in half. That means that the reward that the miners get for mining Bitcoin or creating Bitcoin gets cut in half. So at the moment, the miners are getting 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes for every block mined. And before that, it was 12.5. And before that, it was twice that, and so on. So the reason I'm showing you this is because I want to show you these points here. See these points here, this one here, this one here, and this one here, usually followed by, a dramatic correction or crash. So for example, if you look at this one here, so this occurred back in June 2011. It was Bitcoin's all-time high of $30 at the time, and then it crashed. And I presume people were coming out of the woodwork. Don't buy that. It's a scam. Don't buy that. It corrects. If someone tells you Bitcoin is a scam, stop listening to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Educate yourself, watch more videos, read more on the internet, but don't talk to that person. They say it's a scam, and they say don't buy it, it's going to crash. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. Don't listen to them. Stop listening to them. So the next thing then, there was a crash, there was a correction, but if people held long enough, it hit its next all-time high, we'll say. Well, it's not the next one, but I'm just picking this one out as an example. So this is about $1,000, and this would have happened in December 2013. And again, there was a long period of correction, and then sideways moving and consolidation. Wait long enough, it hit its all-time high at the time, which was $20,000. So that's back in December 2017. And of course, people came out of the woodwork and proclaimed it's dead because it crashed down to like $3,500 over the next 12 months. A lot of people lost a lot of money. Maybe people overextended themselves, and you only really lose if you sell. Like if you bought here and held, you're 10 grand up because it's, more than 10 grand because it's like $31,000 now. So would I advise people right now taking out a loan or putting their life savings or selling their car and investing in Bitcoin? Absolutely not. That's a terrible idea. It's very, very risky. But there's no bad time to start dollar cost averaging and buying the dips. Yeah, so that's it for the charts for today. Take a quick look at this. So I've just bought another €10 worth of Bitcoin from the Coinbase exchange. This is the 17th episode in a row I've done this. So it's €10 per episode for 17 episodes. So the total invested is €170. As you can see, the total value of this Bitcoin is now €295.74. Therefore, the total profit is 73.96%. Like I only started doing this 17 weeks ago. The Bitcoin price was quite high. So there's no bad time to start dollar cost averaging. So I just want to wish a huge congratulations to all the Bitcoin hodlers out there. If you've just bought Bitcoin and held Bitcoin, basically anyone who's ever done that is in profit. So just a quick word of caution, it's not always going to be like this. Corrections are kind of part and parcel of Bitcoin. But with that being said, that's the end of this episode. So if you've learned any new or got any sort of value, please go ahead and like, subscribe. And as usual, shláinte. Bye.